Fatness and obesity have simply been accepted as a fact of life. Your neighbor is fat, your mother is fat, the receptionist is fat, your colleague is fat, the doctor is fat. As for you, if you live in the USA, there's a roughly 73% chance that you are either overweight or obese. It may seem like a fact of life, yet for almost all of human history, it wasn't like this. If you're overweight, you're being played for a fool. By who? The food industry. The food industry does not exist for the purpose of providing nutrition to the public. It exists to take as much money out of the bank accounts of the public, place it into their own bank accounts. The modern food industry has two goals. Number one, to make a food product that sells as much as possible. Number two, to reduce the costs of making that food product as much as possible. Notice how providing a food product that is healthy and nutritious for the public is not on their list of priorities. They need to follow the rules of the food regulatory body, but aside from that, they are laser focused on those two goals, and they spend millions upon millions of dollars researching exactly how to achieve them. The food industry creates artificial food products out of thin air. There was previously no need for this product. They fill these artificial food products with a balance of sugar, salt, and fat. The sugar, highly addictive white powder, shown in rat experiments to be somewhat similar to cocaine, increases the number of customers who continue to buy the product. At the same time, sugar is cheap, allowing the food manufacturer to cut the costs of production. Highly addictive and cheap at the same time, an absolute dream for the food industry. The food industry sees you as a number, a walking dollar sign, as a rat being tested in an experiment. Think about it like this. You're in a rat maze, that would be modern society, and the experimenters are watching you from above. They watch you closely to see which precise combination of ingredients, what color and design of packaging, and what kind of marketing will get you to keep buying their food products. As you, the rat, walk into the supermarket, you buy their artificial junk food products, take it home and nibble on it. Take Oreos as an example. Oreos are an entirely artificial food product that was created not in a kitchen, but in a laboratory. Studies have not only shown that Oreos are as addictive as cocaine, also that rats often eat the creamy filling of the Oreo before the rest of the biscuit, just like humans do. The Oreo brand loves to see you handing over your money to them to buy yet another pack of Oreos. And what do you get in return? You ingest an artificial food product that travels through your body, damaging it at the cellular level. You age your skin, you damage your internal organs, build excessive amounts of fat, and make your body less attractive, all for the sake of a second of mouth pleasure. Every time you eat a McDonald's Big Mac, chocolate bar, candy, cookies, or cakes, you're eating a scientific experiment made inside a lab. They completed study after study, testing to see how to make a food product that sells as much as possible with the cheapest ingredients possible. And you keep going in there and buying it, playing you for a fool. Not everybody who's overweight gets there through eating junk food products, but a lot of people do. Junk food is not a luxury experience. For decades now, Galaxy have been marketing their chocolate bars as some kind of luxury experience. In their commercials, they tend to include a beautiful woman sitting alone after a hard day, gracefully slipping a piece of Galaxy chocolate into their mouths. Imagine thinking that a mass-produced chocolate bar was a luxurious, self-indulgent experience. Galaxy chocolate bars are, like all other chocolate bars, a precise balance of sugar and salt, along with a small amount of cocoa and various other unnameable chemicals. I'll put this bluntly. Eating junk food is not self-love. Eating sugar-filled food products created in a lab is not self-love. The excessive amounts of sugar inside the food makes you less healthy and gives your face a kind of pale, dead look. Want to relax? Get a massage, read a book, call a friend. Eat freshly picked fruit, raspberries, strawberries, oranges, and they're especially more delicious if you don't constantly desensitize your taste buds with artificially sweet foods created by junk food corporations. The body is supposed to move. Perhaps you look at all those men and women sweating and panting in the gym and shake your head. What's the point? Or perhaps you think to yourself, only a simpleton could derive pleasure from such a pointless, repetitive activity. Or maybe you think to yourself, look at them, trying to meet capitalism's impossible beauty standards, like rats on a rat wheel. Perhaps you see yourself as somehow above exercise. Let me replace all that nonsense with one simple phrase. The body is supposed to move. Your body is the result of millions of years of evolution. It was designed to run, jump, crawl, throw spears at great distances with great accuracy. When you don't move your body, when you sit still in your computer chair, your body begins to break down. Your muscles become weak, and your cardiovascular system requires you to breathe heavily for simple tasks like climbing a set of stairs. Human beings aren't supposed to live this way. You're not supposed to be out of shape. You're not supposed to be overweight. Your tribal ancestors, who lived hunter-gatherer lifestyles, likely felt far, far better than you do. Why? Because they were constantly moving their bodies. They exercised all day in the sunshine, and by the time the day ended, their body was ready for sleep. The body is supposed to move. And any story that you tell yourself in your head as to why exercise isn't important is a lie. Forget the unrealistic Instagram models, forget the toxic fitness industry. All of that is nothing but noise. Forget all that and simply remember, the body is supposed to move. Being overweight is making your life unnecessarily difficult. Anybody who doesn't exercise, anybody who doesn't treat their body as their temple, everywhere they go, is trying to move through life with the brakes on. When you carry loads of excess fat on your body, everything is going to be harder. Dating will be harder. Work will be harder. Intellectual pursuits will be harder. Going to parties will be harder. Doing your household chores will be harder. Because human beings aren't supposed to carry tons of excess fat on them. Carrying some excess fat is of course perfectly natural. It's a survival technique used during long periods without food, and some body types do naturally hold on to more fat than others. We call this an endomorph body type. This body type is perfectly natural and can even be very attractive if taken care of properly. But there's a difference between a healthy endomorph body type and carrying an unnatural amount of excess fat. You don't need to look like a supermodel. You don't necessarily need perfect abs. Carrying some fat is perfectly fine. But if you're carrying an unnatural amount of excess fat around with you everywhere you go, you're playing life on hard mode. But at the same time, these 4 things are true. Number 1, if you're overweight, you're being played for a fool. Number 2, junk food is not a luxury experience. Number 3, the body is supposed to move. And number 4, being overweight is making your life unnecessarily difficult.